time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you. I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
I do this for the kids who sit a bit outside the mix, who maybe cope through humor just to fit in for a bit, who never let the world know when depression's setting in. To all of those who know you, that impression don't exist, and it ain't counterfeit, it's just a way to counter it. I'm living things I dreamed about, I still encounter it. It ain't something that a cigarette or alcohol can fix, but all because of it I flipped it quick, went on to write some hits. This a success off another breath. This the first step in searching to be nothing less than be the best in what you do, to prove their strength in being you. Learn so much in chasing dreams that I never would in school. Depends on where your passion lie, just no passion never lie. Life presents distractions, but your actions have to fortify the things that you believe in. Have to scream it like a battle cry, and leave the ones who didn't looking stupid while they're asking why. Couldn't lie, I really do this for the ones I love, those who treat the music as a vice and lyrics like a drug, those who need advice on how to lift their spirit high enough to break out of the box they make up lives they know aren't good enough. Just because it's how it is don't mean it's how it has to be. This is what the uninspired testifiers fail to see. Jealousy results from being that which others fail to be, and if it means you're not with me, that honestly sounds fair to me.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
Do this for my mother, she'll be working for the summer. Do this for my father, cause these days I often wonder what my life would have been like if I was not adopted. To grow up in a home where I was treated like a problem, I don't know, it's just a guess. Your guess probably good as mine. Lucky that I grew up in a home that wanted me to shine. Lucky that I grew up around some mountains we were taught to climb. Without that inspiration, I don't think that this would be my life. Do this for my friends who've scattered all across the country now. I'm out in Sweden walking back through life so I can write it down. Make a living off of sound, so crazy to say out loud. I'm the biggest thing since Travis Rice to come up out the town. Sorry, gotta stunt a little. Used to have my dreams belittled, but it's all a part of it. I know people's minds are fickle, lines between reality and dreams I blur like faded nights. Come up been so good for me, I wish that I could make it twice.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC or Superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz.
Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I had a long day, and I have a lot to go over. What I can do, I don't have a lot of time though. I have a little guys basketball game. You guys know I'm coaching at the local YMCA. I'm coaching youth basketball right now, and we have a game tonight in about 2 hours. So I figured I'd go live for about an hour and a half, squeeze you guys in. The unfortunate part is I started that new position today at work, and I closed last night. I closed the building down, probably got another like 9 or 10-ish in that range. Had to go right back and open the building at 3:30-ish. So I didn't really sleep. I probably had about 3 to 4 hours. Worked my whole day. It was a very eventful day, but I just give you a rundown, what I'm going through. But I didn't skip. I didn't skip a beat. I went ahead and bought a couple of shares on some companies that people look at me and laugh, and it's fine. It's on me. I bought Peloton last week. I bought it again today. You guys know this. A lot of you guys do. When I explained myself on Peloton, I explained myself obviously on GameStop and how I feel about building my position there. When I build a position, I am extremely slow. I'm the complete opposite of the individuals that say, you know what, you want to show me conviction in an investment you want to make, that you believe in it, then throw big stacks of money at it. I've had people tell me this before, and they were gamblers, they were traders, and I'm not that. I'm someone who believes in a story. And I listen to the story, I read the story, and when I finally get to the end of it, I go, okay, this is where I want to be, right? So I have a couple of stories going right now, and they're carrying some weight. But somebody was telling me something. Hold on, guys. I got to find a way to lower down the alerts on my phone because I don't want them going off while the show's going. There you go. We're good. So anyway, just, for disclosure, for transparency, I tell everybody what I'm buying, what I'm in. So I started buying Peloton, and today it was up 9%. I know. It's like I tell you. When you read something or you see something, and I read the charts like the rest of you guys, but I don't give you guys financial advice. I just do it myself. So today you saw Almo text me back because I showed him what I bought. I bought a stock that I bought 3 years ago called CRVS. And I remember Pepperwood Salt used to give me hell about this. Like, bro, what the hell are you doing buying something else other than GameStop? That means you're not convinced, or you're just like everyone else. No, I'm not like everyone else. I've really educated myself on what I'm looking for, the stories I'm looking for. Rivenin is another one. I've done the homework on this. So just to let you know, I'm green on everything. I mean, the one thing I was red on was Costco stock. But really, I'm so green, it's unbelievable. We're like $300, $400 away from my cost base average for my whole thing. It's crazy. You can't even imagine. So GameStop went green today. Very strong today, the movement. And what really shows me is that they're controlling this price because it should be going through the roof. There was minimal volume on GameStop stock today. There has to be less than 1% of the float trades every day, which is unheard of. For the price action that it can have, that it will have eventually when the fundamentals show up on the balance sheet, and everyone, you just got to give it time. Just give it a couple more quarters, a couple more years, a couple more months, a couple more decades. I don't care how much time you give it. It's going to do something amazing. So I know what I have. I feel good about it. I want to tell you that I saw over 9 articles today that said GameStop is no longer a meme stock with a question mark, as in they're asking and they're questioning. And everyone was talking about it in a different light. I was like, that's cool. Just stopped in to say hi. Thank you guys so much. But I was like, okay, that's cool. I can handle that. GameStop not being a meme stock and them trying to evaluate it correctly. I think people need to start understanding what's coming, and they don't. I know that I wake up every day and I tell you guys, what I feel the market's doing as far as how they're not evaluating it correctly. So that was cool to read some articles today that basically all had the same narrative. Like, this is the transition, this is the pivot that people are looking for the truth of what GameStop is. So I'm cool with it, okay? Peloton, yeah, it was up 9%. CRVS is a company I bought. It's a pharmaceutical company. They have a huge update announcement coming out in March. So I'm waiting for that. But I had bought it 3 years ago when it was at $1.85. It ran up to almost $10, 5x almost. When I sold it, when I got rid of it. I did that live on the channel. Everybody saw that a long time ago. And so I'm back in it. It's just me. You don't need to be. Trust me. I'm not going to miss you. Whether you come with it or not, I don't want it like that. I know my story. So I'm buying those. I'm buying those stocks. Rivian is another one. And so I'm in 5 right now. CRVS, Costco, GameStop, Rivian, and Peloton. I'm in 5. That's it. I seldom push out more than 5. I'll never. Like to myself, I'm saying, not to you, but to myself. So I'm just being very transparent. And I'll tell you what, out of all these, 2 are big, right? And it's Costco and GameStop. The other ones, I'm just getting my feet wet, seeing what it's all about. So there is nothing I would ever do with GMBL. I just want to put that out there. So I'm just being transparent. Those articles are only 2.5 years late. Yeah. So Fickle Pickle Tickle the first song track is called what is it? I Do This For? It's by Abstract, and it's called I Do This. So yeah, it's an old song, but it's been around in my family for a long time. Something that my brother and I listen to a lot. Yeah, I saw that pharma ticket. I know, I don't really like pharmaceutical stocks. I don't go that route, but this is one that I've been sitting on for 3 years. You guys know this. It's not like the first time I bought it. A lot of you know this. So if you guys were watching the show way back then. But hey, I want to talk about a couple things today, aside from that. I want to let you know the new format of this show, what I will be doing from now on. I will not be opening up the Discord for conversation with people. And this is not because I'm afraid of what someone might say or I can't handle a debate. You guys know that it's been great when we go back and forth with the meltdowners, whatever it may be. But I need to limit the interaction I have with people more so than just put out the message, the videos, and let them sit out there like that. That interaction, that brash, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, I don't need it. You don't need it. I don't need it. The platform doesn't need it. I've given it a lot of thought, a lot of reflection on what has happened over the past 3 years. We can do Twitter Spaces calls, guys, and we can have some phone calls, and we can talk it out there. But as far as coming in on the Discord anonymously, where people come in and they say they are someone that they're not, I just want to let everybody know, if you want a platform, you want to speak, you want to come out here and be on this platform with me, you need to have your name, you need to have your face, and you need to tell us what you do for a living. So until you're being fully transparent, like the way I'm forced to be, and it's not because it's my channel and that's the way I did it, that's not true. I was attacked years ago. I was followed a year ago, recorded unbeknownst to me a year ago, exposed, doxxed, whatever you want to call it. My family's address, my kids' school address, death threats, everything. That's been happening to me over the last 3 years. I deal with it, but I want to limit that interaction. So the exposure I put myself out to will be minimal. The whole no new friends is dead serious to me because I just think that what we're building needs to be protected. And I open myself up to a lot more than just scrutiny when I do it that way. Secondly, we're coming to a really tight moment where the Dorito ends. And people don't know what that means, where the Dorito ends. But if you are a true GameStop guy, then you know exactly what that means. The Dorito of Doom is what we're stuck in right now, and we are going to have a topside breakout. And it will not be a bottom side breakout. It's not even possible. This is worth everything they tell you it's not. This stock is about to go crazy. It's my opinion. And that's based off of the fundamentals and math that I've done. Am I a genius? Am I a savant? Am I different than the next guy? No. I'm just the only guy willing to say it and not afraid to. For whatever reason, people are afraid to get something wrong. Or they'll speak like half-truths. Well, GameStop's going to show a profit. But we don't know what that's going to do for the price action. I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. the price that you see on the stock market is not what I'm talking about going crazy. I'm talking about this company. Gaming is about to change, guys. Gaming as we know it is about to change. Do you guys realize this whole lifetime that I've been alive, you've been alive, we've been playing video games, and you were dedicated to the allegiance that you had, those alliances out here. Because there's self-branding games, right? There's exclusive content just for the console you buy. This was evident when you first bought a Nintendo. You got a Nintendo and you got to play Mario, Metroid, Link and Zelda, and Final Fantasy. And you couldn't find those games elsewhere. You couldn't find Metroid. I'm so sorry. You couldn't find Mega Man. You couldn't find Ghouls and Ghosts. You couldn't find Castlevania. You couldn't find Double Dragon. You couldn't find Double Dribble. You couldn't find Tecmo Bowl. You couldn't find games on other platforms. But when they came out with a new console by the name of Sega Genesis, now this little guy named Sonic. Now, if you wanted to play Sonic and you want to see how fast a 16-bit gig was, 16-bit gigs, you had to literally go buy a damn Sega. And that was what you were tied to. And in verse, you had to come back and you had to buy the Nintendo 64 for the next Mario game. And you guys get where I'm coming from. But what happens when you grew up and you wanted to play Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Twisted Metal? You wanted to play Metal Gear Solid. You literally had to go buy a PlayStation. And when you're buying a PlayStation, and the PlayStation's the newest thing, and they come out with the 4-disc game called Final Fantasy VII, it didn't matter if you had a 64 because you weren't going to play the 64. And I know they have F-Zero, and I know they have Wave Runner. I know they have all the games you want to play, GoldenEye. But PlayStation had Final Fantasy VII. So you were forced to go buy the console. And as you're forced to buy that console, now you come over to Xbox. Brand new console, made by Microsoft, straight to push PC gaming because they sell PCs, personal computers. But instead, they sold you an Xbox. Exclusive games like Fable, Gears of War, Halo. These games are built for that console. So now that we fast forward 20 years later, what consoles are you tied to? Are we not playing cross-platform anymore? I mean, a game comes out, it better be available for everything. Someone just said right now, thank God you went live, Marantz, because I didn't want to play Diablo 4. On what console? Because that can be Xbox, PlayStation, and or PC, right? Like, do you understand that games are interchangeable now? So that exclusive content is not just tied to it. Starfield is another one that's coming out, that came out, and they're like, well, okay, well, what's it going to be, PC only? Like, what game do you think that I'm going to be willing to go buy a console for? I talk about this for a reason, guys. Because the industry of gaming is about to change. And yes, Mario Kart is no different. But this is how it changes. Xbox is going to do a live stream on Wednesday, February 15th. When they do this live stream, is it Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday, the 15th? The 15th is Thursday, right? Whew, I'm losing track of my days. Okay, when they do this live stream, they're going to announce the future of gaming for Xbox. It is rumored that they're going to announce that they will no longer be making their legacy console that they currently make. Additionally, they might just pair up with a certain company that just happens to have an exclusive deal with them already. I'm out there. Is that company GameStop? Is it Ryan Cohen that was chasing them down, trying to do partnerships with them? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Xbox. But I want to find out. So, I more than likely will be live streaming the call. Today's Monday, right? Tuesday's 13th. So Thursday. I got to find out because the call's at 12. And I probably won't be home till 1:30. So I'll try to get pieces of it, or I'll try to record it and get it to you guys. I'll figure it out, but we're going to talk about it. Just know that the announcement's huge. It's not like a normal announcement. I went to the website. I'll show it to you here. I went over, and it says Microsoft will reveal the future of the Xbox business on Thursday, February 15th. Well, there you go, Thursday, February 15th. So I went to over here, and it says the podcast will be at 12 p.m. Pacific. So yes, I won't be home in time to live stream it, but I promise you guys, this is going to change your day. The content studio, the gaming studio, just announced a layoff of 1,900 employees for gaming. You know that they bought Blizzard. They went ahead and bought Activision and Blizzard, and that is Call of Duty, that is WoW, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, Overwatch. They bought the whole damn studio. Microsoft did. And it was a very huge sum of money. I don't know, like $60, $80 billion, right? Overpaid. Because those games are not what they could be, what they should be. But people have to figure out what's the next step. And if these guys are out, if they've already calling it quits, because from what I can see, they don't want to sell consoles, guys. And I know they're going to stay in the console business as they claim, but why wouldn't Microsoft want you to buy a damn PC? Because they don't build the whole thing. But you know who sells PC components, the whole thing? GameStop. Anyway, physical games, digital games, we're going to find out what Xbox is doing. And that influence upon gaming, what it could have. But from what I've read about PlayStation says they're going to keep doing what they have been doing. Nintendo has exclusive content. People buy Nintendo for the handheld product itself and gaming, period. Like, you're going to go buy Metroid. You're going to buy Link, Zelda. Go look at that. They blew out everything. GameStop had over $80 million increase in software sales because of Link and Zelda, right? And Diablo 4 and whatever else games came out the second quarter of 2023. So I'm anticipating some huge news. I would tell you, if they're willing to admit and say that they're going to release their content on all platforms, that would be massive for licensing and how they plan on expanding. But until you open up to PlayStation, it's not going to happen. PlayStation's bigger than Xbox, guys. Much bigger. So I'm excited for what could happen. Could Xbox go more towards the handheld? Because Switch is dominating. If people don't know that, Switch is absolutely dominating. You can play it at home on the platform itself, on the console, and or take it with you on the go. And people like that. Kids like that. Transit. If you're working and you're on a train or you're on a bus or you're on a plane, you're going to like everything that Switch stands for. So if Xbox wants to go handheld, I'd like to see what they do and how they plan on transitioning. But all that means, when they go handheld, there's not an Xbox store. I want to make this very clear to everybody. There's not somewhere that you can go walk into and say, I want to buy one of those. No. GameStop. That's the place you go and shop at. So that's what it is. Is Xbox buying up with him? No. Come on now. Not even close. The question is, how do you feel about DraftKings long term? Are you talking about the stock itself? I'm not a fan. I just haven't been a fan. Anything you're thinking like that on these trading platforms, you have to understand they just lost like one of their main guys on the board of directors, and he took a lot of their trade secrets with them and their budgeting over to Fanatics. But no one knows what the next best, dating or betting website is. Everyone's excited about because of the Super Bowl and all the money it generated. I read a comment from Willie Bobo earlier. He said Usher sucked, and that's just ridiculous to say that, because Usher did very well. Yes, he violated another man's wife by hugging her too close and touching her too much, but in my opinion. But he did well for all the songs he has. It's for my generation. But DraftKings is the best sports book, and has shown major improvements in the last 4 months. Yeah, but you also have FanDuel, you have MGM Grand, you have so many that just pop up out of nowhere. So you can tell me it's the best, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the stock itself. And to SPAC it on up and to push it out the way they did, the multiples are just unrealistic at this moment. So I'm not a fan of pouring my money into DraftKings, and I won't. I'll stick with what's real, and what's real right now is absolutely GameStop. I have a large presence in MGM and DraftKings. Well, good for you, Steven. I mean, it means you're gonna lose a lot of money, and that's what that means. So that question is ridiculous. So thank you so much for asking a ridiculous question on TikTok. and I'll be ignoring you guys. Xbox boss Phil Spencer reportedly told employees Microsoft has no plans on stop making consoles. Correct, Devin. I think he's going to keep that going, but in addition to something new, that's what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at it. I can't wait. I'm excited for the announcement because I think it can transition this industry to something totally different. But this is the pivot you're looking for when one of the big three players, okay, you're looking at PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox in that order. When one of the big ones decides they're going to do something different, we all need to pay attention. That's just me personally. So I just wanted to make that announcement to you guys, so you guys will. Nintendo raised their Switch sales forecast by 5 million more units this year, from 20 million to 25 million. That's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. If you guys are not familiar, to go 5 million more, considering they sell for about $300, I'm just ballparking the number. That's $15 billion with another zero, maybe 150 billion in sales. Like, yeah, it's a big number. It's a big number. I love the profits. I just realized, okay, good. Usher did suck. I don't know about that. I told you the best part of the show was everyone else. Literally every other artist he brought out was better. Blasphemy. I think Usher does great. He did great. Dancing around, energetic. And he did the best he could do with what he has. You know, he's an older man. He's not young. So, the one in the city closed. How is GameStop going to evolve? The one in the city closed. Steven, I don't know if you understand what GameStop is, but I'm here to help. And we can talk about store closures and everything. But you got to go to YouTube. I know you're on TikTok right now. You're not paying attention. But if you go to YouTube and you watch the majority of the videos and they explain everything. You know, I talked to somebody today, and he wanted to get a really good idea of what we were here, what we're all about. And, I said it the most diplomatic way I could. I said, well, the channel is about information and education. And somewhere along the line, people think it's just about one thing. So that's unfortunate because we have so much information to give. And if you listen and you listen more than you talk, then you'll learn a lot. Thank you so much for praying for me. I appreciate that, guys. I need all the prayers right about now. It has nothing to do with what this is about, GameStop. I was at GameStop yesterday, and the wall section for Nintendo games is bigger than Xbox, considering the boxes are about half the size. That's huge. Yeah, Schellinger, without a doubt. Do you think GameStop will ever see all-time highs again? Michael Fountain. Yes. I'll just tell it to you like that. I do. I think what you guys don't understand is that GameStop is at an all-time high. Like, this is like for full transparency. Like, you guys realize that it's much higher than it was before January of 2021. The stock was at $1, $2. The equivalent of what it is right now. It was at 60 cents at one point. And we're sitting here at $14, $15 telling you it's at a $60 pre-split, right? So if you're at $60 a share right now, that's pretty phenomenal. That's even higher than February of 2021 when it was at a low of around $39, $38, $43, somewhere in that range. $36. Thank you about the haircut. I'm doing my best. So, Michael, I just think that you're looking at the top side of it and not the bottom. That's what I think. Because I would tell you if GameStop's hit $42, right? And I'll just give you this example. If it hit $30, are we upset? Or is that a crazy number compared to what you're buying to it right now? I mean, you're buying it right now and it can go all the way up to $30, right? Well, that's a 100% increase on your money. So how much are you putting in and how much are you willing to see it work for you? I just think that people need to be realistic on what the fundamentals are going to produce for you. And then let's see how unrealistic we can get. Like, I'll give you a case and a point. So in one of the videos underneath, I've been reading all the comments that have been coming through all day because I wasn't posting, right? I was working all day. So I read a comment on my lunch break and it said, Marantz AMC is not a sell at this moment because it's at $4 and some change. It's going to hit 20. And the guy said, it's going to hit 20. And I was like, okay, do you realize what you're saying? You're telling me that this stock is about to go 4 or 5x, like 4 to 500% increase. It's going to go from $900 million worth of market cap to $5 billion on no news, terrible earnings, and whatever the projections are for this company, and mass dilution. So if it went up to $8, if it just went up 100% from 4 to 8, how many shares do you think Adam Aron would sell? Like, this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with individuals who just say numbers and not realizing what those numbers would generate. It would generate the greed that comes from Wall Street, the greed that comes from the insiders, the greed that comes from that leadership. So you will never see that stock run. That's what I'm telling you. The dilution alone would snap its neck. So educate yourself on stock movement, and then you'll understand why GameStop is so valuable. They literally have zero volume. When I say zero volume, guys, that means 0 shares are trading per day. And I'm not just throwing that number out. Let's go ahead and look at the chart really quick while I'm here. Boom. Okay, so this is GameStop here, guys. And the number you always want to look at is right here. Okay, it says 0.90. That means less than 1% of the float traded. When you see that, that's blue chips. Okay, that means no one's selling. Every indicator that you're looking at, you see these green right here, these little green circles, every indicator tells me that we're moving up. And I drew these lines weeks ago. You guys know that. And look at where we're at. Look what it holds. It's still holding that level along that line. So I'm looking at it every which way. That's on the weekly chart. We go to the daily. Look at what the daily is. You want to talk about bullish divergence headed towards the top side? Look at every indicator you can think of on the short term. Just everything you see is going up, up, up. All those dots is everything you want, right? So looking at the stock, I feel that 1183 was our support, our true level of support. We're still holding it. It's still rising. Remember, rising tide raises all ships. And right now, that's what you're looking at. So what's pumping? First, you pump the SPY all the way past 500. You have to offset what GameStop is. Think about this. That Dorito of doom is getting smaller and smaller, right? It's bringing us down. And as it brings us down to this peak moment, you need to offset that collateral with something. Well, Bitcoin just broke 50,000. So what the hell? The market just broke 500. You're seeing all-time highs while GameStop is just staying steady and even. Oh no, don't let it fluctuate. Don't let it go. So I'm telling you what I see. Now, let's talk about Lilly, right? Eli Lilly, crazy breakouts, right, on the daily. Strong, strong, strong. Look at the turnover. 0.31% of the float trades. That means people are locked in. They're dialed in. They're hanging on forever. Let's go to NVIDIA. NVIDIA 2.4, the most talked about stock in the world, the biggest gainer of the last 6 months, and you're looking at NVIDIA, $1.78 trillion of market cap and only 2% of the float trades. Costco, massive. Look at this. Every damn chart looks the same. Is that crazy? Lilly, NVIDIA, Costco, that is your pump on the stock market. 0.35% of the float traded. It's not trading. Still going up on Netflix. 0.83% trading. SPY, always going up, never defeated. Meta, same chart, guys. 0.76% traded. Dillard's is something else. 0.59% traded. Home Depot should not be going up. If you guys knew the true story of Home Depot, it should not be going up. But people tell you that it's a great stock, and I'm telling you, they're pretty much one bad earnings report away from losing 10 to 20% of their market cap. Burlington Coat Factory, look at this monster. For whatever reason, came all the way down from 2023, this is all within the same year, and bouncing back up. And it can and it should. This is the next stock to get into the S&P 500, depending. And when you look at market cap, it's at 12.76. Very close. I don't know how it gets there. But remember, these are the guys who bought up all the leases on Bed Bath & Beyond. They spent all their money. So we went that way. 5 and below, another strong stock. Not even 1% turnover. Tesla, 3% of their float trades. 3% of their float. Do you know their float is billions of shares? 3.18 billion shares, guys. That's why when I tell you this is 2% of this or 3% of that, like you guys got to know. Nvidia trades 2.48% of their float. They have 2.47 billion shares. That's volume. My point is GameStop is trading less than 1% of their float, and they only have 300 million shares. Very small float for what it is. Best Buy, they traded 1.2% of their float. They're still trying to get back up into this wedge, but you see this one that I drew, the top side of it? The top side is pushing it down. So look at this. I said this top side is going to hold you down, and you can't break past it. So it's still pushing it down, down, down. We'll see when it finally decides to break to the upside, but 1.2% of their float, and they don't have that many shares, so it should work out. Another one right here, Carvana. Oh, the villain of it all. 3% of their float is trading, and you can only imagine how I feel about it because they shouldn't be trading. Not like that. Kohl's. Hey, this is something I want to talk to you guys about. And I get excited right now because I'm looking at something about Kohl's. Kohl's and GameStop in the past and other companies. So what I learned was that when we'll look at Rivenim really quick before I start talking. There's Rivenim. I feel everything's green. Everything's looking at the break on the upside. 4% of their float is trading. And there's a billion shares there. So it's a lot trading. Peloton, loved it today. I don't know who told me to buy it down here, guys. Hey, your boy bought it down here at $3.90, $4 and some change. And now it's already going. It's about to hit $5. But what do I know? Yeah, my wife said she stopped at GameStop today. Okay, good, babe. You're doing great, honey. Keep shopping at GameStop. So here's GameStop. Like I said, nothing's trading, no volume, nothing. Even the average volume per day, 6 million shares traded back and forth, but that's not true because it's just that one huge day in volume over here. One massive day in volume right here. 66 million shares traded. But other than that, over the whole year, was it this day too, right here? Another 60 million shares right there. So 60 million shares. This is what happens, guys. You put volume on the stock, 60 million shares, right? Which is not even close to half the float. 60 million is 20% of the float. So 20% of the float traded on this one random day. The stock went from, let's see what it says, $11 and some change. And from 11 all the way up to 17. From 11 to 17 in one day with 20% of the float. Did you know whenever you see a real stock run, you see some crazy nonsense like we've seen in the past, you'll get 100% of the float traded one day. You will. And you'll see it rockets, but not yet. So there you go. Can you comment on Mahomes? Yeah, he's good. That's it. Super Bowl winning quarterback. What do you want me to say? The guy's real. Okay, so I want to tell you guys something that I've been watching, been paying attention to. And I'll read the chat while I do this. So I saw last week, if you guys remember, private equity announced that they wanted to buy Kohl's, right? And so they're always willing to buy the company at a premium. And that's based off of their assets, like what their assets are worth, not based off of earnings, nothing. Because remember, there's value in those assets, the buildings themselves and the inventory. And so I was like, oh man, they offered $70 a share. And right away, you look at the stock price and it's at 25, 22. So everybody, when they see 70 as being actually offered and they turn it down, that stock price goes up. It pumps the stock because people start saying, hey man, they might sell. They might sell. So now they're trying to get a premium for their shares of what they're worth. So people are willing to come in and buy them. Well, as you're buying them, guess who's going to short them right back out and or get rid of it? You'll see what I'm talking about because I saw them do a fake pump on GameStop. They all said, we want to buy it. We want to buy it. And when private equity swept in with an offer and then nobody, oh no, we're not going to sell it for that price. Okay, so what are you offering it for? It's worth more than that? Then that's when they spike up the damn price again and then they take it from you. So I think I need to follow it more so that I understand why they do the fake pump. Remember, I'm learning the private equity playbook. I already got you beat. I already got your over leverage, your lease back, buyback. Overextend yourself, pay all your executives what you give them. And then once you're done with the cash paying them and stop paying dividend, now we're going to pay them in shares and we're going to get the equity out that way. We're going to offer up our company on warrants. I mean, we're going to make some really bad deals. Like, I've learned everything that they do. And it's crazy because it is actually rinse and repeat. They do it on every company. So that's my opinion. But then it's not also my opinion. It's actually fact that I can prove. So that's what I'm looking at, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and answer some more questions in the chat before I got to get going. I'm going to leave right now in about 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes because the game starts at 6:30. I'll probably get out of here around 5:30-ish. And shout out to my little dudes, the Chicago Bulls. They're fourth grade. Everyone's in fourth grade, third and fourth grade. So you can imagine, I walk out there and I'm like a sergeant. Just walk up and I'm just like, on your feet. Line up, double arm interval, assume the start position, overhead arm clap, ready, in cadence, exercise, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. Oh man, I got little soldiers, bro. They're like this. And while the other team is doing like perfect basketball layup drills, all that crap, not my guys. All right, next rotation, going to the neck rotation, assume the start position, 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise, ready, rotate, boom, boom, and they're out there rotating. Next rotation with the arms and shoulder rotation, assume the start position. Ready? Clockwise, rotate, whatever, boom, whatever. I do that the whole time. They're little soldiers. They're like this. And then when it's time to run, these boys run. So I'm excited. Anyway. Yeah, Michael Fallon, thanks for answering your question. Sure. Do I think it'll get there? I think it's going to do something you don't even realize what it's going to do. Like, I don't think people realize that you don't need a high stock price for GameStop to give you its value back. If you could... I want to explain this to people. If you can get dividends for your stocks, right, for your shares themselves, you eventually get your value out of it. But if you didn't have to pay premium price to get more for it, right, I don't need GameStop to go all the way to $300 a share because as I'm buying them at $300 a share just to get a minimal dividend, am I overpaying for what it is, or can I just load up at 15? Can I just load up at 15 and be great and let it get to 45? I get 3 times my money plus those dividends and get back even more value for my position? I think about this because if you understand the value proposition for things that you buy, I've always said this, it's not what you buy, it's what you pay for it. And that's in all facets. It's cars, house, wife, education, all of it. But you guys need to see the bigger picture. GameStop can transition, they can pivot, and they can get into that S&P 500. And that's where I want to be. But before I ever get there, I want to be the strongest I can be down here at the bottom. So while people are still going to talk about paying out dividends and or doing stock splits or anything else or partnerships or investing, just know that whatever you're thinking about can amplify tenfold, because I've seen companies borrow 500 million, 900 million, 1.5 billion. They're borrowing large sums of cash that they can't pay back. They're leveraging themselves. And they're trying to transition. And whenever you develop a new product, like if you're AMC, I'm going to start selling popcorn on the shelf. The unfortunate part is you can't invest past your macro environment, meaning your cash burn rate for the new idea or the new product is going to burn past all the cash you have. So whatever idea you might have, take it slow, take it in moderation. But I would equate it to going to the gym and saying, I'm going to go and work out for a month and now I'm ready for the Mr. Universe. It's not going to happen. You bite off too much you can chew. You're probably going to get injured, hurt. But the same thing with the company itself. Like, GameStop doesn't need to go out there and force itself onto people. They can let it happen naturally with those real relationships and those lifestyle conversations that they should be having. But layered growth and this minimal growth over 5 years is great, as long as it's growth. And I see it growing in a couple of different directions. But the billions of dollars is what helps it. It's what protects it. That nest egg of 1.2 billion and that they don't burn off, that's the biggest blanket you'll ever want. You want to invest into someone and something, just know that that could amplify, 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x at any time. It's a trigger. It's a trigger in a couple of different ways. And it can produce its own MOAS. People always talk about MOAS. Like, Marantz, we're in here for a squeeze. And I'm just like, you're in here for a squeeze? Well, then maybe you don't know why I'm here. But if you're in here for a squeeze, just know squeezes happen on stocks for the very reason that you see GameStop not moving. If they let every trade on GameStop hit an open market, a lit exchange, which they don't, they control the book on GameStop. That's why there's no price discovery. That's why the volume's minimal. And everything that's ever happened to GameStop happens after hours and before hours. During the market, nothing for over 2.5 years. And I've been watching this stock every day of my life for 3 years. So I'm telling you, they control this price. That's okay. Because at some point, it's going to make total sense to someone. Hey, there's a company over there that makes $500 million a year in profit. They have a nest egg of over $2 billion. They have a leadership team, and they're doing great business. There's no way that that's not worth more than $15. And while Wedbush is saying it's $6 and the naysayers are saying it's $10, I'm going to tell you it's $30. And then we'll see who's right. And then from that standpoint, we get to the next level and the next investor and the next partnership and the next, hey, you know what? I want to do business with them, with Ryan. So I think it can start on Thursday with the Xbox announcement. But I talk about it, guys, and I'm so respectful to it. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from with GameStop. The investment is that easy. It's a minute investment on a lot of people's portfolio. Me personally, it makes up for around 25% of my net worth. And I'm going to see how high we can ride this. But I'll be here forever. I'll never shut the channel down. I'll never stop the message. And so the individuals that try to stop me or try to bend, my will, guys, I've been attacked on all fronts, and it's not like a figure of speech. It's an absolute. And I tell you respectfully, you will never stop me. I'm not delusional. I'm not crazy. I'm just a guy that really likes video games. I like the stock market. I like studying. I like learning about private equity. And I just happen to grow up playing video games. That's it. And so I think that's why it's near and dear to my heart. So I'm very passionate about Mullen Automotive. I'm very passionate about Bed Bath & Beyond, about AMC movie theaters, about the next stock that they're going to push out in front of me. I'm very passionate about it. I follow it. I talk about it. But I think I've educated myself enough to know what's coming our way. And if you believe in it, if you believe the story, if you understand the due diligence that we've done. I had somebody call me out yesterday on Twitter. And he said he's a GameStop investor. He's a supporter of GameStop, supposedly. And he said, Marantz, if you're so right about GameStop, then show me the DD where you've been right. And then he said, show me anything you've ever gotten right. It's not about me proving myself to people. No. When you're comfortable with your message and you're comfortable with who you are, and you live a certain way, you carry yourself a certain way, just let that rub off on someone. I'm very thankful for all the supporters we have, guys. I tell you, I had a terrible January for support as far as the growth of the channel. We grew like 50 subscribers in the month of January. And I was on pace to hit 10,000 in the month of May. That's the plan. I still have a couple more months to go to get there, but we're about 800 away, 700 away. And it's a big milestone for me. It's something that I really worked hard for. I think everyone here has always helped me in wanting to succeed in spreading the message of the channel and the information. There's not been one falsehood said on this mic. I'm just not going to be in those bickering matches anymore with the meltdowners. I'm telling you guys. You guys think I'm joking. Oh, this is like a fake apology or something. It's not an apology. It's none of that. I'm telling you, it's not worth my energy and my time. I put out so much information on any given day. I live it in front of you, and I think somewhere in there, people started worried about the messenger and the delivery, and they lost the message. And I'm just like, hey, let me get you back. Let me get you to listen really quick what this is. So if you believe in fighting true markets and, for free markets, transparent markets, yeah, this is a symbol of that. I try to do the positive rather than the negative, and I'll explain. Like, people be like, cigarettes cause cancer. And instead of me walking around with a sign on my head and be like, fight cancer now, more research, you guys got to stop smoking, you're going to get, cancer. I just don't smoke. Like, that's the way I do it. I just don't smoke. So that's the way I promote it. And when somebody asks me, do you smoke? No, I don't smoke. That's not good for you. It might kill you. But I'm just telling it to you like this because it's that simplistic. And when somebody says, Marantz, why aren't you buying into this company, that company? Like, I really don't buy into companies that are driven by private equity or that have ties to it or their executives do. I don't play those games. Well, Marantz, why don't you make a bet on the downside, on the back? I really don't need to bet on that. I'm okay. Like, I'm good with going to work and making a living and living the right way. Everyone wants to bet on the Super Bowl. Everyone wants to bet on sporting events and make money. And, the national anthem is going to last over 90 seconds. And it's the first, the heads or tails on the coin flip. And Brock Purdy's going to win MVP. And Christian McCaffrey's going to score 2 touchdowns anytime. And everyone has all these prop bets. But why can't you just enjoy the game? Why can't you just sit back and enjoy it? Why do you have to have money on it? And there's people like that have to have money on it. And then when they lose, they don't know how they're going to recover. When they lose, they don't have enough self-discipline. They'll do things like, I raised all this money for this one bet. This was my once in a lifetime YOLO. And I'm just like, thank God you lost. Thank God you lost. Because if you win, then what? If you win on all of these damn meme stocks and you guys hit the rocket, then what? Because you haven't been watching this channel. Because chances are you're all going to lose. You'll lose every dollar you put in moving forward because your mentality is to risk it for that one chance. And I'm telling you, you don't have to risk it. Go work for it. You can be a millionaire being a janitor. Go work 40 years and live the right way. And don't do the nonsense. But the fact that you want to invest into a company that's showing you fruits of the labor, you're taking your time, you're educating yourself, I just want to tell you, good luck. Good luck on every investment you make. But I do a lot of homework. You should too. That's all I'm saying. I noticed you have been posting like you usually do. Just wanted to see how you were. You good, Marantz? You don't seem like yourself. I'm very good. And I've been busy. I had COVID last week. I was recovering from a stomach flu that was crippling. And I got a new position at work where I'm transitioning into a new role that I've never done before. So starting something new, doing something new like that is forever challenging. And that's it. See, bro, you're yapping. Yeah, I'm yapping. I don't think people really know what the channel's about, this channel, and GameStop and YouTube and the way we've been doing it. But let's look forward to all the great things coming up, guys. The greatest thing ever is going to be people are actually going to see this channel. They're going to get exposed to the truth and the information via what's his name? James Janney? So sorry. The James Janney documentary that's going to be coming out about GameStop and the movement and the creation of these said groups, like this group that we have here, this eclectic group, where we actually do the homework and we educate ourselves. So you guys will be the focal point. A lot of you guys know those interviews were over 7 hours of recorded interviews with the documentary filmmaker. It's about GameStop. It's about our approach to it. And there's no sensationalizing what's about to happen. What's about to happen is going to shock the world. And I'm saying that with the utmost respect and no flair to it. If you guys are not invested into GameStop, it's okay. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. But that company is about to show profit after everyone said it couldn't. that company is about to transition into another atmosphere. And I'm here for it. That's all I'm telling you. Let me finish reading the chat. And if people are going to miss out, it's going to be on them. I'll be forever known as the GameStop guy, I guess. But when it does happen, so will you be. So you can show your kids, man. You guys can show your kids all the chat that you've been talking about for the last 3 years, 4 years on this channel. Read the chat to them. Let them see what you said, when you said it. And for all the naysayers out there, I think they get paid to talk down on the channel, on the info, because you can't dispute the info. All right, just for everyone out there that pays attention to this channel, I have an open door policy when it comes to due diligence and being transparent. But there has not been an argument on the other side of it. There's been, the same narrative, like everything's going digital. And then you stop and you say, no, it's not. Right? So nobody shops at GameStop. 6 billion in sales, right? 5.8 billion sales. Someone's shopping there. Things like that. So I just tell you guys, do your best and stick with it. So just want to let you know, I enjoy all your content, bro. I check your channel every day. JCT, I really appreciate that. The content's up here. It's somewhere up here in my head. I don't have an idea of what I'm going to say before I even say it. I don't have a script. I don't have these notes in front of me, nothing. If we're going to talk, we're going to talk. And I tell you how my heart is, because I've always just lived out in front of you. I'm not going to change. That's it. But thank you for watching the channel. I really appreciate it. I think we've had the most foot traffic in a long time. And last year, the same month, just to give you guys an example, we were doing 300,000 views a month on YouTube, which is a crazy number. And this month, right now in February, we're at 80,000 views. Huge fall off from year versus year. But it's because I'm not talking AMC and I'm not talking Bed Bath & Beyond. Those two groups are gone. So initially they all came here for all the info. They found out what they needed to find out. They all lost and now they're gone. So I'm just like, okay, I'm back to GameStop again. I'm back to my GameStop guys and I love it and I'm focused more than ever. So I also want to tell you guys about sales. We have one more additional day of sales for GameStop this month because of February 29th, my mother's birthday. So I'm really excited about that. That's why I like you, bro. You real. Thank you. What do you think about CELH stock? I don't know anything about it, Jude. I don't really pay attention to stocks like that, like where I put my name on anything. Or there's so much that I look into when we're talking about stocks. But this is not a stock that I look at. I'm looking at it right now for the very first time, and it looks like it has a tremendous chart, a really phenomenal chart. I don't know much about it. I would tell you it's at all-time highs, essentially. All-time high being 68.95, in September. But it looks like it found some support here at 47. So, yeah, it looks like 59 is good. Yeah. But I don't know anything about the company, and I'm not even going to tell you. My daughter's B-Day, awesome, Marantz. Well, that's awesome, Ravenstown, February 29th. That's crazy, dude. How much GameStop stock should I buy? It's financial advice, and I don't give financial advice, so I don't know how much stock you should buy. That all depends on your time horizon. That also depends on your actual tolerance, as far as your risk tolerance. So I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know this, the size of your portfolio, how much cash you have, and then how fast you want that cash to turn into something for you. But me personally, I've been buying a share a day for a very long time, and today was no different. And putting away $15 a day really got me somewhere, and it's still getting me somewhere. So it's money that I don't miss. And no matter how much dry powder I might have today, because I have a little bit more now today than I did, last month, I still am staying on my pace. I don't really increase my pace too much because I dollar cost average in, and I know every price below my cost average is a great price, right? So to be in the 20s and eventually trying to get to the teens, if this stock stays where it's at for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, which I don't think it can, Me personally, I think it has to go up, but surprise me. Keep it there for 2 to 3 years. I will accumulate more shares than I could ever imagine. And the price, when it does turn and it runs and it goes, fundamentals will prove out. So the more I buy, the less of a hit I take, to be honest with you, if anything were to fall apart. But it looks great. It looks really good. You should invest what you're comfortable with. Sure. Why are you so in on GameStop? That's a great question, Jude. Why am I so in on GameStop? I like this. I actually like that question. And the unfortunate part is I have to leave in a couple minutes, but I'll stay for this one. And thank you for everyone on YouTube sticking around. Appreciate you guys. So why am I so in on GameStop? At first, when I heard about it, I didn't know what I know today. I knew I liked GameStop. I knew I liked the store. I have always enjoyed myself shopping there. And it's a brand that I recognize because I'm a real gamer. And so that was hard for some people to believe because they think they know you because you make a YouTube channel and you put out information. They think you're like everyone else, like Chris Sojaka or Trey Trades or Matthew Kors. And everyone thinks like, hey, this guy's trying to just grab some views and grab some clout for what's happening to the company. And it's like, no. Right? Like I want people to know what retail is and I want people to know what gaming is because I love games and my kids, I shop there a lot. But somewhere along the road, I learned about Ryan Cohen in like March timeframe, February, March. Well, it's February when I learned about Ryan. But so I learned about Ryan Cohen in February and I started doing homework on Ryan. And I saw a lot of the similarities between what they were trying to do at GameStop versus what I do for a living. So I was intrigued. I follow it. I follow the leadership. I listen. And I saw every attempt at them to try to do better business. And that has led me to where I'm at today. So I still remember when it was a Christmas day 3 years ago. 2 years ago now? Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. And I made a video called 25 Reasons to Buy GameStop. And when I made that video, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to talk about this because this is what I buy and this is what I like and this is why. I wouldn't care what the price is, to be honest with you. I'll buy it at any price, but I really enjoy the fact that I've helped pass along that message of why it's so valuable. So the leadership is one thing, right? So let's just put this out there right now. Whenever you're investing, period, in this world, you invest based off of leadership. That's the number one metric of any company you want to judge. It has nothing to do with plus and minuses because I don't care how great your book is. If you have terrible leadership, you're going to lose all your money. So you have to know who's managing your money. So every time you buy into a company, you support that company, you invest, you're investing based off that leadership team. Well, just so happens GameStop has the youngest, best leadership team in the country, if not the world. So Ryan Cohen, Larry Chang, Alan Adel, all of whom have been extremely successful in the e-commerce world and retail. So they understand it. They're world-class at it. And they started doing things the right way. And they've made a lot of mistakes to a point, but the mistakes were needed, the necessity to mold the new path forward. And I love it, right? So I'm with it on that end. But when you amplify that with the following, all the people I've met along the way. I've done so many interviews. I've probably done over 50 or 60, somewhere in that range, interviews on the channel. Maybe more. I don't even count Twitter Spaces calls. But then I got to meet all the people along the way too, part of this channel. So we have almost, on all platforms, probably 20,000 people that follow this channel. The original, it's like 6,500 people on Twitter total, another 1,000 in the Discord, almost 8,000 on TikTok, almost 10,000 on YouTube. And someone's from all walks of life, and they're always learning about GameStop. But when they learn about it and they see what the bottom line is, the improvements on the numbers themselves and that transition, how it really happened, I was one of the only ones. I'm not going to say I was the only one. I am the only one. I'm the only person that was saying GameStop is hiding their profits and they're already profitable. And people said I was crazy. And so I've had a whole website built to stop me. Literally. And via intimidation and bad mouthing, I know I'm headed on the right direction. If I were wrong about my investment, if I were wrong about my analysis of the company and the stock and the way to invest in it, there would be no one out here against me. They would leave me alone like they do all the other YouTubers. They would just leave him alone. He's a small, insignificant channel. He only has 9,000 subs, not even 10,000. Why do we care? I've got guys with 30,000 subscribers. They don't even care about them. For whatever reason, they care about the guy with 9. They're doing documentaries. I already had, 2 or 3 misquote me. Why? Why are you worried about me? Well, I know why. You know why. So as I do the homework on GameStop and I realize that this is an investment that everyone could make, I tell you, they transitioned. They're not that gaming company that people used to know. GameStop turned into something that nobody knows via omni-channel retail and marketing. Those are 2 different things, by the way. Omni-channel retail versus omni-channel marketing. You use one for the other. I just want to put that out there. So to make a cohesive mainline transition between your inventory on hand versus your inventory, at a fulfillment center, and then how it gets to your door, what we call final delivery, GameStop has perfected it, and they've improved it for all retail, not just for the store itself. So, dude, you're so late to the party, to the GameStop party. Sofa King, what makes you think I'm late? You know what's the best part about what you just said? If you bought it 3 years ago, you're paying 3 times more than what it costs today. So if someone was to come in today, right now as we speak, and they buy it, congratulations. You just got the best cost average of anyone in the country. So I don't think that's being so late. I think it's being very fortunate. But hey, about 3 years late. Well, good luck, Sofa King. Honestly, good luck to you. If you think I'm late. Oh, what I tell you? People try to stop you. People make videos, documentaries. Why? I'm so wrong. Good luck at your basketball game, man. Great game. Great live video. Yeah, I just woke up and want to talk to you guys. Leadership, but no forward guidance. Yeah, no forward guidance. I don't know what you think you need to hear or what you feel you need to be promised. It's called UPOD, right? Under promise, over deliver. UPOD. Right about now, I'll take that under promise and over deliver. And that's what they're about to do. And I'm no different. Let's go, ADJ. Let's go. Love you, man. Keep going. Michael, I do the best, man. I do the best I can. But the truth is, I got to get out of here, guys. For everyone out there that doesn't understand, good luck to you, Jude, on buying your GameStop shares. And I would tell you to go to YouTube and watch. I have a series called Connect the Dots. There's 62 parts to Connect the Dots, or 63. I can't remember. That's how many episodes there are. I think you should watch them. They would educate the world on how to invest. And It's totally free. And I don't charge $1 for any of the information I give. I'm not behind a paid wall. I literally do this as a labor of love. And I love you. Everybody. We're almost there, guys. We're really close. And I'm very, very excited. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time, around this time frame, we'll be talking about the stock. In addition to that, Wednesday, I'll be live Wednesday the whole day, more than likely. A good chunk of my day. In the morning, I think we're going to open up the market, or we're going to get close to it. It'll probably be 8 o'clock, who knows. But we'll be around that time frame. And then Thursday, I got to work, but I have the GameStop, or I have the Xbox conference call. So I think we need to get an update on that and see what it is. And I'm going to keep buying what I buy. So you guys don't have to buy it with me. That's not the way I work. I do what I can on my own. But just know that if you guys were in my position financially, you'd probably be making decisions for yourself too. You know, some of you guys are, some of you guys aren't. Some of you guys are better than me. What the hell? You know, I envy you, and I try to be the best I can be. But I really don't envy anyone except for God. So I'm just going to stick with that. I want to thank everyone again. I'm going to get going. I thank you guys for everything you do for me. You kept me upright for over 3 years now. And I'm still here. And I'm still making videos. And I'm still putting out the best information on the internet possible. So I challenge anyone to that. But enjoy. Okay. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm going to see you around, millionaires. Peace.